What's up, everybody? Guess what? We got a lot of news to go over that out. Yeah, that's right. Just like me slurring my words, and I got cursed by my own curse, not Sungrad. Yeah, Hasan decided to take on the big dog, the big man, Asmon. Gold. He thought he could, but could he? Much like before, he decided to run into a wall, but yeah, he just keeps running into that wall over and over and over again. He's like a kid that needs a helmet. Poor Hassan, you know? And like it's funny how these two and their commentary on a feud that started with Ethan Klein and iCux like blossomed into such crazy content that everybody gets to enjoy. And it's like, you know, it's so good. This is the feud that started our people like this feud started over people responding to other people. First, Asmon responds to someone, then Hassan responds to Asmon, then Hassan responds to someone, then Asmon responds to Hassan. Hassan responds to Asmon, then Asmon responds to Hassan. Maybe one day they'll tie the knot. Every cause that Hassan tries to bring up, every single one, every last one, ends up losing historically bad. Oh, so bad. And this is the curse. Yeah, you tried to help Hassan. You really did. Yeah. But just much like me, myself, in trying to help Sungrad, you get cursed. And despite me, I cursed Sungrad, Amaranth, Low Tier Dad, and Dark Side Dill. I cursed everyone who wanted a next gen console. Forget about console manufacturers. It was me. I break your system when you're breaking the NDA required to play Nintendo Switch 2 games. That was my idea. I increased the price on the Xbox and PlayStation. By the way, I want to shout out for Tango Plays for dropping all these all the news on me and making such entertainment content. Please go subscribe to Tango Plays. I've watched way too many of his videos. I'm subscribed to him myself, but it's just like, I'm getting the news secondhand. So with that out of the way, video games, world politics. So what started with Israel, well, actually, technically, it started with Russia versus Ukraine, and then like Israel versus Hamas, and then India versus Pakistan, right? Like these three conflicts have materialized in recent ongoings with Twitter disputes, feuds, arguments between very highly watched and followed individuals. And the crazy thing about it is how Hassan changed his ways from being like somewhat modest and moderate with like, undertones of like, disagreement or, disillusion. And now it's just like an outright rejection of everything. Everything that has been gold. He is his sworn enemy now. They are going back and forth, and it's kind of this weird jealousy thing, where Asmon is almost like a decade younger than Hassan, and also infinitely like less resourceful and like what I mean. Like Asmon Gold, like not only is into his craft, he's embedded with his community. He's too much of an asset to the internet right now to even be questioned. Like, I get my news from Asmon, maybe a lot of other people get it from him. And it's more entertaining than you're watching, mainstream media news because to get that more modest take commentary and also like, the laugh tracks and all that, the good stuff, the jokes. Yeah, it's fun times, man. Asmon Gold, and like you don't get it with the song. It's like the guy has no entertainment value, and he's losing his mind over it. Like it's like an adult who sees like a kid doing like break dancing and stuff, and like he's trying to catch up by doing like I don't know, tap dancing or something. He's just like, all right, I'll show you. I'll tap dance all over your grave, Asmongold. I, Hasan, and Hasan alone, Hasan Piker, shall roll over all of Twitch and YouTube combined. Me and my, like, all the causes that I help, defeat with my involvement. So let's go over Hasan's many, many exploits when he got exploited. And he exploited, his friends and stuff. So first, he exploited Hamas and their agenda during the October 7th attack. It's something like where you have denial being the best form of medicine, whereas like you wouldn't necessarily think about, right, like who's in the right or who's in the wrong anymore, because it's so blatantly obvious, right? And every single time Hasan like chimes in, it's like you kind of get that feeling where, oh, this is the wrong answer. This is the antithesis of what, normal people and moral people would think. But Hasan has a following. Oh yes, I've noticed. They are quite like him. Like-minded, will-less, maybe, and even a computer. Yeah, bots. Do you think Hasan uses bots? I think Hasan uses bots. You wanna know why? Like, come on, man. How many times are you gonna watch this guy say the absolute worst takes over and over again without ever asking yourself or questioning, does he even know what he's saying? Of course he knows what he's saying, but it's the act, the curse. See, he thought he was playing a character on the internet, like Liquid Snake in Metal Gear Solid 4. But see, that wasn't Liquid Snake. No, that was a Revolver Ocelot. See? That's why he has that mustache. He only thinks he's Asmongold. But in the end, he's just a gunslinger. He's that guy from Turkey with the gun. And instead of like, shooting people, he shoots down like, all common sense. Oh man, the curse. The curse upon my lungs. As you might be able to tell, my voice is going for it. I need some asthma medication. So, let's talk about his next exploited exploit. So, he had a friend. His friend was named Luffy. Luffy was a aspiring young man. He had his whole life ahead of him. Only one problem. One problem. It was those IDF. Oh no, those IDF soldiers. And the occupiers. They came in to the innocent Houthi land. He was just trying to do his Houthi dance. Going sailing with his boys. You're just gonna have a cruise party. Party on a boat. But he couldn't, because those IDF. They used those American-made Jewish missiles that lock on to specifically Muslims. And now Luffy. There's no more Luffy. No more One Piece. Now it's many pieces. Many pieces. Hasan, why did you even try to help this guy? Maybe you knew, like, subconsciously that you would be responsible, and like that's the evil you. Yeah, I'm a political right-winger. I'm gonna unleash my mustache and my bolo tie, and much like, the Curse of Azure, I'm gonna lose my mind. I don't need a cause. I am the cause. See, Hasan has become, Asmongold's shadow. His, like, endless companion that follows him day and night. Admires his every move, his accolades, his viewership. Oh, it's so scrumptious, so succulent. Hasan, he cannot look away with those beady eyes of his, sweating down his hairy body. He's like, Asmon! Asmon, Asmon Gold, man. What have you done? You made Hassan Piker, of all people, go into the shower and say, I am a good person. I am a good person. While taking a frosty cold shower with extra ice cubes. he needs to cool down. Except he didn't take his clothes off either. It's the curse. You are a good person, Hassan. Only when you're trying to be a good person, that's the curse. See, didn't I tell you? You didn't listen. You're trying to help the Houthis. You're trying to help Hamas. And what happened to them? Oh, no more. No more. Oh, what else? What else? Oh, I have the best one, but I'm gonna save that one for last. I'm gonna save that one for last, Hassan. Your many exploits. You're so scrumptious. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, so the best and almost arbitrary influence that Hassan has had over any of this was like the barely, what was it, like 5 to 10 seconds that he spent in iDubbbz's video? Or maybe he spent more, I don't know. But here's the thing, right? You touched iDubbbz, and look at what happened to him. His creator just clashed into the ground. And then he started crying. He's like, Ethan's making fun of me! I can do an event. He doesn't listen. He likes to post disinformation. Disinformation. I am a good person. I am a good person. I am a good person. See, even iDubbbz. Even iDubbbz. You know? And you think that was the end of it. No, no. And then Elisa, his wife, came in with a strap on. You know? As he was like, in the shower. Get up. And as he gets up, she switches off the light. A happily married couple. What can I say? And like all the people that were involved in it, like maybe that like one dude that like I don't remember his name, but like those other two ladies, they all got cursed. They all got like getting ridiculed. They got bad takes. They got the bad takes. You said something in the past, you're gonna bring it up again, but why? Oh, you're in that video with Hasan. But what does that have to do? The curse. The curse. See, I don't really care about iDubbbz or anybody making fun of Ethan Klein or any of that stuff. Because it's just like, that's entertainment for me. And it's also like, I watch it. So it's like, how does it involve me if it happened after the fact or, beyond my reach or whatever? Like, I'm just, a subscriber, a watcher, a viewer. Like, comment, and subscribe. Not me, though. No, that's what you don't do. See, when you're here, you do something else. That's right. You learn about the curse. The curse that Hasan has had. Mostly because of Hasan. Not because of Hasan. Yeah, obviously because of himself, but also mostly because of Asmon Gold. See, Asmon Gold always happens to point at Hasan's failures. And what did Hasan do? Well, you know what? I'm going to take sides as well. So then Hasan made the biggest failure of his entire streaming career. His entire streaming career. He created a new country. That's right. The curse. The curse that he tried to help Pakistan. He tried to call India a terrorist state. He tried to, help Pakistan against those evil, brown skinned, curry smelling, call center having, like accent talking, like denial. In constant denial for type of people. No, I'm just joking, but like, and then like, as he's helping out Pakistan makes a fool of themselves with the video game footage. I didn't put that out in my last video, but like, I'm gonna bring that up here as being one of the funniest things to have ever happened out of this entire conflict. Not just recycled footage, but recycled footage of the conflict in another war. So basically, video game footage used in another, propaganda post in another war, and just said, "Hey, let's use this one." No, nobody notices. Nobody cares. And what happened in recent? Oh, and also, I'd like to thank Asmon Gold for constantly dropping all this excellent news on me and everybody else who watches his very, very popular watched channel with organic views, comments, and people, not bots. Like, like Hasan. Shh, shh. Hasan doesn't want you to know this. He uses bots. And then what happens? Uh-oh. What's that, Pakistan? Knock, knock. Who's there? It's Balochistan. Balochistan who? Balochistan's a country now. A good going, dude. Like, how did you manage to cause this much destruction and mayhem from my curse? Like, you tried so hard, Hassan. You tried so hard to help these people. Your dad, I mean, sorry, your uncle, well, your dad and your uncle, helped you out with your news corporation, job or whatever. Then you said, you know what? I'm gonna do this my way. How's that working out for you? Yo, when you watch that anime, One Piece, do you ever think about Luffy? Do you ever think about his happiness? That little hooty dance he used to do? Little like hooty uniform and his little like slippers and everything. It's it's a very sad thing. It's a very sad thing. Let's all give a memory in memory of Luffy, Hassan's friend. I will activate. I activate. He's in a better place with endless reruns, OVAs, anime schoolgirls, comic book conventions. He's in that big comic book convention in the sky, Hassan. He's in a better place. Don't worry. He's even though he's in many pieces, he's always gonna be that one piece inside your heart. Oh, Hassan. Isn't that great too? Because it's like, thanks to you, Asmon Gold has become so popular and so like almost ubiquitous with like quality that he will post things that bring certain things to light, certain things that touch me personally, like the grooming gang. Oh no, that's right, the grooming gang. Punjabis, Sikhs, Muslims. If you live in Punjab, you're on blast. That's right. All your fuckery all over the UK is gonna be, very, very much documented, recorded, and studied for decades to come. They're not letting this go. Oh, the courts, they want blood. They want answers. They don't want to let you hide under a rock anymore. They don't want you to make excuses. They want the answers. I know the answers. I know why you do it. I've been granted. I can elaborate, but, it goes without saying. It was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time. To me, when you used the last name Singh, my name, that was your biggest mistake. Your curse. For me. Now you have the curse of Azure. Oh, what's that? You had a country? Now it's two. Well, that country's actually really big and it's really rich. I gotta give it up to Balochistan. Like, if they actually managed to, and I have to say this, and I might sound like a coward for saying this, but I don't believe in the terrorist attacks on the Chinese nationals. I just don't. Whether or not they're complicit with Pakistan, I do not feel like, drawing the short straw and like, taking the rule book of your enemy, whether or not it's justified, is a good idea in the long run anyway. Because this conflict doesn't need to be a three-sided war. And if it does, the cost to human life will be catastrophic. And yeah, that's why I cannot condone, although I believe in their freedom of independence and their ability to defend themselves and their people, etc., etc. I'm mostly for them clearing their name because I know from personal experience what it's like to have that kind of dilemma hanging over you, where you have a last name that is so wildly used, wildly and widely, that like its quality lessens because of bad press, if you will. Excuse me. So, thanks to Asmon Gold, it's mainstream. I went there, watched it, and we were all in disbelief. Not just because we thought it was going to go away, but also because, well, for me personally, I thought nobody really cared about it. I mean, it seemed rather serious and severe. Young children being groomed at a young age, the systematic, like, trafficking of said women after grooming, and then ultimately the profiteering and, like, secrecy of, like, larger bodies, families, government interest groups, you know, corrupt individuals. It's all going to come out. And when it does, the glory of it all, to bask in the truth, the agonizing truth, the curse of last year. See, I bet you tried to help yourselves, saying, hey, my brothers in the UK are innocent. They would never hurt a fly, let alone a young woman. And yet, the curse is upon you. Yet you knew deep down inside that they did those things that they did. All too well. All too well. And yet, who was right all along? Was it me? No, I wasn't there. I wasn't there to bear witness. I'm merely a propagandist, a fool, one who believes that I hold place in society, when in truth, I matter very, very little. I've always made that very clear to my audience. But, as a YouTuber, as an individual, as like a human being, you have to always, bring yourself down to like the level of your fellow man and woman. Just so you understand that this is something that we all share in. The glory of history being written before our eyes through the internet, through people who play video games. Amazing, isn't it? Who would have thought that the same guy who would play hours upon hours of the newest video games back to back, even some of the better games like Monster Hunter, he would go in over and over again into the trenches of Monster Hunter. Yeah, he's a real soldier, a leader. In fact, he might be the ultimate gamer. Oh, I know you don't like me saying that, Hasan, but it's true. And you know what? I gotta bring him up. I gotta bring him up again. Hey, Andrew Tate. I guess I was wrong. I guess I was wrong about the UK after all. Maybe it's worth saving. And maybe, just maybe, I have a proposal to you, buddy. We got off on the wrong foot, leg, toe. Uh, how about this? If you run and win the UK Prime Minister, election, and you become the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, I will join Andrew Tate Club. What is it? It's sorry, the Andrew Tate Club. 1 second. Andrew Tate Club. What is it? War Room. Okay, yeah. So I will join the Cobra Tate War Room. Sorry it took me that long, because it's like, I play a lot of video games and I'm like a dork and a nerd and stuff. But like, yeah, I will join it. I will be your number one, you know, ultimate like, supporter and propagandist. You don't have to pay me. You don't have to endorse me. You don't even have to acknowledge me. All you have to do is win. Win, Andrew Tate. Do you know why? Because you know how hilarious that's gonna be, dude. Andrew Tate as the Prime Minister of UK. This is what's gonna be like. First of all, certain roads, no speed limit. Absolutely none. In fact, if you go on those roads and you don't go above a certain speed, instantly towing your car, removing your license. That's it. You're in the bike lane permanently. Second, you're putting back all the billboards that what's his name? Um, what's his name? What's his name? Something Khan. Uh, something whatever. The guy who's like who had something against all like the billboards and stuff. I don't know why I forgot his nname. Something Khan. It just leaves me right now for a second. He just seems like such a little noodle. Everybody hates him, and he's just like there to like appease his own voter base, which is just like Pakistanis, the aforementioned grooming gang suspects. See, that's why you got to win, man. You said so too. You gave us you gave us your word, Andrew Tate. You gave us your word. You said you will expose the corruption. You will expose the lies. I believe in you. I do. No, I do. Trust me. Trust me. I believe in you so much that I changed my ways. I went from hating you to believing. You can win. You can win. You want to know why you can win? Because Nigel Farage sucks. You know it. I know it. Everybody who's voting for him, like, damn it, it's him or it's either him or somebody else. But damn, I hate this guy. And then, most importantly, the best change that Andrew Tate will bring to the UK, bar none, and it will like restore balance. Like all the corruption will be gone. Like the country will be able to pay for everything. Roads will be like state of the art. Hence, like they have the no speed limit roads. You gotta you gotta pave those roads, right? And you know what he's gonna do? This Andrew Tate man, this man he's gonna do? He's gonna put up some strip clubs and casinos, and he's gonna invite Donald Trump on a presidential on a presidential visit. And you can you imagine the pictures? Can you imagine the entourage, the cars that they both pull up on, the guards, how they're both like decked out? You know what I mean? Like you have like the U.S. military reinvigorated by Donald Trump. You have like the war room and like the British Army and all that, like reinvigorated, just like walking side by side. Everybody's cheering. You see like the flag of Saint George, which is you can't for some reason you can't in England of all places you can't use it. And it's back. Everyone's like waving it. Everyone's like throwing like like fruits and vegetables at the royal family and stuff. Like get the hell out of here, man! You suck. It will be the most anticipated, event. More important than Logan Paul versus Mike Tyson. Wait, no. That was his brother, my bad. Sorry about that. More important than, like, finding aliens in space. Andrew Tate, hear me out. I am your loyalist, most dedicated supporter ever. All you have to do is win. Trust me, I know you can. Do it. Do it for the UK. Do it for Winston Churchill. Do it. Do it.